So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to SonoWars 2014. Matt Dawson and Mike Mallon, welcome on stage. It's called Staking Your Claim. We have James Rippey and Adrian Gowdy. Welcome on stage.
Traveling in a freighter combi on a hippie trailhead full of zombies.
All right.
And so I think everybody can do ultrasound, but at what level? Different people are going to come in different places. I mean, all of you are much smarter than Mike, for example.
But if I get really excited about ultrasound, some of you may know.
And I know what you're doing. You're trying to get us to take some cheap shots at them and get the crowd riled up for their hero Australians. But we're not going to do it. We're going to play it completely straight, no cheap shots. I'm not even sure how we would take a cheap shot at these guys. They inspire us. Mike and I were just... I mean, how are we going to... They're so inspirational. Mike and I were just talking earlier about how when we get to be that age, we hope we're alive, much less competing. Like this. Google one, do one, tweet one when it comes to that. I told you I was going to...
Oh, it's tight. Australians are brutal.
Rich is over here, Mike.
This was someone I scanned the other day, and they had a little epididymal cyst. And inside it, if you look very carefully, this is the testis. You can see sperm swimming around, it looks like, in there. This is, I saw that. I don't understand that. Sperm are they're smaller than a red blood cell in diameter and a bit longer, but what do you guys reckon?
I think that's pretty common. In the U.S., the sperm sometimes are so big we keep them for pets. So you're going to thread the wire, and this is just an incredibly sexy picture of this wire going into the pericardial fusion. That's amazing. I could watch that over and over again.
4 cardiac views, IVC and an aorta in 30 seconds.
So there's subcostal, get peristernal long right here, peristernal short here. We got an apical 4 right there. Here's your IVC right there. I'm sorry, there's your aorta right there. How many times did you want me to do it in 30 seconds?
7.
We're going to get the left ventricle first, okay? When you're trying to understand heart anatomy, it's quite good if you do it bit by bit. The left ventricle sits like this. And if you're looking at it with ultrasound, you're going to be taking a cross-section through that. And so we are going to fold the right ventricle around the left ventricle. Okay? And we all know that the heart sits like this with the right ventricle in front, because when you get stabbed through your right ventricle first. All right. Now we're going to go for a left atrium. That's pretty easy. That goes on there. So now you can imagine if you're taking an apical 4 chamber and looking from here, you're going to see that 4-chamber view. Okay. So what we got is that sitting in your chest, and you've got to find windows. Lung and bone get in the way. So I'm going to cut what I think is the parasternal long through here. And we're going to see if it looks like what comes on the screen. Okay, we got the left ventricle. We got the right ventricle, which you see at the front, that thinner one. We got the left atrium, okay? And we got the aortic root coming out here. And it's all there in that, and they look sort of the same. Okay, so
that's worth a clap. Well done, John. Beautiful work. Woohoo!
When you're doing this, sometimes you'll see something like this. This is pretty clear, right? There's a gumby in the right atrium that's waiting to pop its way through and go into the lungs. And maybe this person's already had a PE. This is somebody I think you can fairly clearly make the diagnosis. But what we're looking for on the apical 4 chamber is we're looking for signs of right ventricular failure, like in this video. I heard something else. I thought maybe we could create a human heart. So if I can just get some help from our contestants here, if you guys can just come up. You're a pretty tall guy, right? You are now the septum. We're going to do an apical 4 chamber here. So stand right here, hands in the sky. Thank you. Pretty tall too. How about we make you the right ventricle here? So right ventricle's on this side of the screen. Just grab his hands for me if you don't mind. And if... Now wait, you guys are married, right? Oh, this is going to be awkward. I changed my mind. You're the septum. Let's switch back around here. There we go. Yep. That could be a little strange. Just go ahead and do that here. Now, if you can just be my left ventricular wall here, thanks, and just you turn around towards him and grab his hands right there. You are my mitral valve, right? Your flappy hands, jazz hands, jazz hands. Perfect. Matt, if you'll be my tricuspid valve right here, if you can just get...
Can you put the PowerPoint back up just 1 second? I just want a clarification if I'm going to be the tricuspid valve. So this is a hand, right?
No, that's an arm.
Okay.
It's an arm. Yep. Yep. So you be my tricuspid valve there and just do that for me. Okay. Now I need you guys to do that. Huh? All right. So now we're going to do some right ventricular failure. So I need the RV free wall to come out a little bit. Here, good. Let's get our hands all the way up in the sky. All right, all the way up. Quit moving for a second. All right. So now, during systole, I want you to stick your butt out a little bit more. So now we've got a big RV. Matt, if you can make your hands come a little bit far apart so there's some tricuspid regurgitation, right? Okay, so now let's try this again. Now, during systole, you move towards her, so there's septal bowing. So the septum moves into the left ventricle now because there's right ventricular overload, so you need a pelvic thrust. During systole, you butt thrust. The butt out. Get it out. There you go. There you go. Good. Yep. Yep.
Who thinks the US won? Good.
Good work, gentlemen.
We are the champions, my friend.
Fantastic. Thank you